All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. I am Old Man 102. My computer is running like super slow today, and I have no idea why. I've got no updates running in the background. I just ran CC Cleaner, cleared everything out, but it's still running a bit slow today. I have no idea why. It's not the internet running slow, the computer itself is running slow today. So let's get back to our palette. So we built our steak palette, and that's the only one that we have done. So let's open up the steak palette. And let me get my notebook back to the slaughterhouse if I can find it. There we go. Alright, so next up on the list, let's go File, Export Selection. Okay, we're on the slaughterhouse. Perfect. Pepperoni palette. And I'm just going to leave that open because we're going to just continue to copy that one. Alright, so steak palette, we're going to copy, paste, rename. Alright, so let's open that up. Now I made a bunch of textures already. No, let me go back into this one. So what did so I called it pepperoni 1. So let's change that. And we'll save that. And that should be the i3D done. Let's grab, oh my goodness, it's going to be one of those days. Let's grab pepperoni palette. Let's change this. Let's change it here. And we'll change the fill type. Alright, so that's going to fix our pepperoni palette. So back into here. What's next on the list? Ground beef. File. Export. Ground beef palette. And then let's grab the steak. Let's rename that. To ground beef palette. Now what did I change? So ground 1. So this goes to ground 1 for the ground. I already made all the textures, so this will change it to our ground beef palette. And then we just have to change this to ground beef there, and then here. Let's throw that one there. So that should take care of the ground beef palette. Alright, so next up, I'll come back to leather. So let's get all of our products. Well, doesn't matter. We got to make leather anyway. So let's go File, Export. So leather, palette. So we'll save that. And then we'll take, too many screens. Let's take our steak palette. We'll copy it. we will rename it leather palette. What texture did I make? What did I call it? So it should be leather. Did I? Okay, that's leather 1. So let's change this to leather 1. And we'll save that. And then this guy is leather there, leather there, and here. And we'll save that. So that should be our leather palette done. Alright, so after leather, so let's go File, Export. So this is going to be mutton. So we'll save that. Let's grab steak. And we'll rename it mutton palette. And then what did I make for the textures? Probably mutton 1, it is. So we'll look at all these palettes after we get them built. So mutton, save that. And then we'll take this guy. So mutton there. Mutton there. And here. So let's save that. So that should be our mutton palette done. Alright, so next on the list. So bacon. File. Export. Bacon. Palette. Save that. Grab our steak. Let's rename it bacon. Alright, so it's probably going to be bacon 1. Oh, did I miss the bacon palette? Oh, nope, I did. Bacon 1. Oh, I didn't want to minimize that. Alright, so you become bacon. We'll save that. And then this guy goes to bacon. This guy. And this guy. So we'll save that. So that should be our bacon palette done. Alright, next up is going to be ham. So let's export. So you're going to be ham palette. And then let's take our steak, ham palette. Now, it's probably going to be, let me just double check ground beef. Did I change that? I did. Alright, so textures, what did we just do? Ham. Probably ham 1, it is. So you go to ham. So we'll save that. And then this guy. Ham. Ham. And ham. So that's going to be our ham palette. We got two more. So let's come back to here. File, export, sausage, palette. Let's come back down to steak. And we'll rename it sausage palette. And again, let me just double check the texture. It's probably sausage 1 it is. So I made those textures a couple days ago. So you become sausage. And then this guy. And then this guy. And our fill type. Alright, should be one more palette. Last but not least, ribs. So ribs, palette. We can close that. We'll look at all the palettes when we're done. Make sure I didn't mess any up. So let's copy, paste, rename. So ribs palette. And again, it's probably ribs 1, but let me just double check. It is. So we'll go ribs there. So let's save that. And then here. There. There. And there. So that should be all of our palettes. Let me slow my speed down a little bit. So we should have our bacon, ground beef, so we have our ground beef. We should have our ham. Yep, so we have our ham. Leather. Yep, so we have our leather. Live cow, live pig, live sheep. We already looked at those. So mutton. So we have our mutton palette. Pepperoni. We need pepperoni for pepperoni pizza. So we have our pepperoni. Ribs. Who doesn't like barbecue ribs? Alright, so we have our ribs. And then, what do we have? Sausage. So we have our sausage palette. and then steak is the one we've been copying, so we have our steak palette. Yep, so we have our steak palette. Okay. So that should be all of our palettes done. So let's jump to the mod description. So you're going to be 1.0. Let's replace that with slaughterhouse. And then we'll replace this. Oh, no, I can't. I gotta, because this one needs to be lowercase. There. There. So that should take care of that. We're gonna okay, so what's our, we're gonna rename our XML to slaughterhouse. Oh, that's our icon. So we still have to make our icon for the slaughterhouse. XML will be slaughterhouse. So we have to go in and do that DDS next. Now, all of our palettes. So the first one is going to be steak. So we have pepperoni. Next up, will be ground beef, leather, mutton, bacon, ham, we need sausage, ribs, and wool. So sausage, ribs, wool. So I have to put the wool XML in here. No, actually I don't need wool because wool is going to refer to in-game. So I shouldn't need the wool. If we have to add it, we'll add it back in. Now I also have to add in our, where's our palette? So we have to put in our live cow, our live pig, and our live sheep. So live cow, live pig, and live sheep. So that should be our, well, we have effects to do, but this should be our mod description done. Now let's get the DDS done next. So slaughterhouse, let's rename this. And let's get that open. And then we'll clean this up. And we'll cut that out as well. So let's grab, so now I need a photo of our slaughterhouse. We got to, oh, that's right, we have signs and stuff to do, so this is not done yet. We have to fix the lights, we have to fix the sign before I can get a photo of this. Alright, so let's get a couple things done here real quick then. Let's go to lights. So let's take our first light. So we're going to be dropping stuff off here, we're going to be picking stuff up here, and then our pallets are going to spawn out front. So let's put like one light right here. I'm just going to slide that out a little bit. Alright, so let me go Shift and C. This guy goes in the same spot. This guy goes in the same spot. So that's light number one. And then we'll throw another light. So our pallets are going to spawn out front. Let's throw a light. Where do I want to? Let's put it over here. So let's take our second light. And we'll throw it here. So Shift and copy. That has to go there, and then this has to go there. So that'll be our light. Let's grab our sign. Let's fix our sign. It's out here floating out here in the middle of nowhere. So let's spin this to 0. And we're going to cover up the livestock sign. Alright, and then let's get one. Oh, that'll work. Let's duplicate that. Let's get it square. And we're going to make it smaller. And we're going to get it off of that window. Let's throw one there. Alright, let's grab that one. We'll spin her this way. And we'll throw one there. Yeah, I'll also throw one on the back of the building. I'm going to grab our first one. So let's, oop, crap. Alright, where's my sign? This guy. Spinner this way. Minus 90. Let's bring it over this way a little bit. Alright, so that's going to be our signs done. Alright, let's get this factory down to size. A little bit longer, or I mean a little bit wider. And then this way. A little bit longer. So that should be the size of our factory where it's going to spawn in. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, so let's jump up here. Alright, so map position can go there. Storage can stay there. Loading station. Loading station should be done. Unloading station should be done. Info trigger. Not quite that big. Alright, so info trigger. Let's make it a little bit wider so you can, when you're standing by the factory, you can get the info from the factory. Alright, so that info factory is done. Splines have to get moved a bit. You are our unloading spline. Our loading spline can go there. Player trigger. Where's our player trigger? That can actually stay where it is. So that's done. Lights are done. Clear area is done. No, clear area is not done. Alright, so start goes there. Width and height can go there. And then level area. Start can go there. Width goes there. And then our height can go there. Test area 2, I'm going to delete. Test area 1. Can go there. That can go there. Visuals are done, because that's the factory itself, and then our pallet spawners, we didn't move. So that should be the factory done. So let me make the plane invisible for a minute. We gotta make a store photo. So let's grab a screenshot. Let's make the plane back visible so I remember to delete it out. Alright, so now we can go back into here. And now we can go into here. Oh, not music. Pictures. Farm Sim 22. Open with paint.net. Alright. So let's copy and paste. Alright, now we can cut that out, that out, that out, and that out. There, that's better. And then we go yellow, like 50, come on, 55, and bold. If I can spell. If I can spell. So I'm going to have to take this down a bit. So let's go to like 48. We'll throw this there. Oh, I'm missing the E. 44, that works. So let's save this. So our store photo's done when you go to buy it. Alright, so next up is, let's rename this. And now we have to build our XML. Throw that there. There, we just made our store photo. This is more of like mid-game factory, so let's go $255,000. And then our i3D is going to be all lowercase. So there's our i3D. Now we got rid of test area 2. Let me delete it there, and let me delete it at the bottom so I remember that I took it out. Alright, so let's get rid of a bunch of this crap that I don't need for now. We'll start with one production line, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we just have the one production line for. Let's come back up top. So that's done. We were good to there. So placement area is done, clear area is done. This goes to dirt. So that's done. Tip collusion area is done. AI is done. This we don't need. Let's get rid of that. So we have our info trigger, so that's done. Alright, so the first one up is going to be let's go with beef, because we're going to do our cow products first. And we're going to do I want to slow this down a little bit? Let's slow this down a little bit. Alright, so we are going to, let's put our outputs in first, and we'll figure out what our inputs are going to be. So we are going to make steak. And we'll change our amounts up after we get all of our inputs and outputs in. We're going to make ground beef. Pepperoni. I need 2 more fill types. we are going to get, alright, so steak, pepperoni, ground beef, leather, and we're going to get some manure back out. We are going to put in live cow and straw. Alright, so that should be everything we're going to get out of our beef. I'm not going to do a lot of manure, so that should be fine. And then that should be fine. So we're going to only get a little bit of manure out. We're going to get just a little bit of leather out. So let's go with like let's go like 25. So we'll go 25, 25, 25, and 25. We'll see what this does. We may have to go in and adjust those a little bit. Let's take that down a little bit. Alright, so this should be our beef line. So let's copy that. We'll rename it in a second. Well, no, let's go. So this is going to be our mutton. Our mutton. So we're going to change this to live sheep. And then we're going to output mutton. Get rid of these two. Oop, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get rid of the space. Give me the space. There we go. Wool. And a little bit of manure. So let's bump this up to, so 50 and 50. So that should be our, so this first one's our cow, the second one's our sheep, so we need one for pig. So we should be able to call this one pork. And then we change this to live pig. And then I'm going to just copy this mess for a second down to here, so I have a little bit more to work with. Alright, so the first one up is going to be, so we're going to do bacon, ham, we're going to get some sausage. Need to add one more line in. Sausage, ribs, leather, and then manure. So that should be what we're going to get out of our pigs. Now, this has to be all of our inputs. So we need live cow, straw, and then we need live pig and live sheep. So that should be our inputs done. So all we have is live cow and straw, live sheep and straw, and then live pig and straw. So that should be our inputs done. We're going to get out a bit of manure, and then everything else is going to spawn out on pallets. So that's all I need there because we have our pallet spawner. Now, we have to put all of our inputs and all of our outputs here. This I don't need, so that can come out. Alright, so we are going to put, so live cow, live pig, live sheep, and straw. Alright, so our first output is going to be steak, pepperoni, ground beef, and leather. So that should take, oh, manure. Let's add that in before I forget. And manure. Alright, now our sheep, we're getting mutton and wool. So mutton and wool. Now I can get rid of our fill planes because we're not going to use them. I'll come back and add pig in here in a minute. I just want to clean up some stuff. And I need to get rid of these. We're not going to use them. Alright, so let's come back up here. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Let me add one more in. Alright, so under wool, we're going to have bacon, ham, we're going to have, we need sausage and ribs. And that should be all of our inputs and our outputs. Player triggers done. Hotspot should be done. All of our triggers are done. Lights are done. And then we have to redo our i3D mapping because a lot of that has changed. So map position and storage should be the same. Map position, so 0001. Yeah, they didn't change. I don't know if much of this, or if any of this has really changed. Let's just go through it. All of loading is going to be 02, so none of that has changed. All of our unloading is going to be 03, so they're all good. Info trigger is 4. These are 5 and 6. These should be 7 and 8. So 7 and 8, so we're good through there. Clear areas 2, level areas 3. So those are all good. Lights are all 1. So the only thing that changes is probably our pallet spawner. Yep, so that is now number 7. So you go to 7. You go to 7. And you go to 7. So let's save that. So this should be our factory done. So let's delete out our plane. Let's save it. Let me save it again just to be sure and close it. Let's check. Make sure I don't have any weird texture pathing issues. We don't. So all of our textures are fixed. All right, so now and let's look at our. Oh, since we're gonna put manure out as an output, I need to put in manure in here, unless it defaults to the in-game, but I don't need any of those. So let's get rid of those. So we may have to put manure. I may have to put fill planes in for manure, unless they point to the in-game. So we may have to come back to fill planes. One Misfit Nation, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Thanks for taking time out of your day stopping in and saying hello. So effects are done, fill planes are done, palettes are done, scripts are done, textures are done, brand is done, effects are done. We're going to have to put more HUDs in. Our icon is done, mod description, so new fill types is next. Alright, so first one up, and I'm just going to go in order. So we need live cow as an input. And it's not going to have a palette. And I already made a HUD for live cow. Let me just see what it's called. It's going to be HUD fill. Ooh, I did not make HUDs for R. We have to make HUDs for our animals. I thought I made HUDs for these. I made HUDs for our outputs. Bacon, ground beef, ham. So our HUDs for our outputs are done. We need HUDs for our inputs. So that's going to be a problem. So now I'm going to put the new fill type on hold for now, because we're going to have to come back. I got to make a couple of HUDs first. So let's go into our palettes. So we need a HUD for our live cow palette. Oh, okay, so I did make them. So we're going to go store live cow. Did I make a live cow? I did not, so we have to make our HUDs. Crap, we got to make HUDs. All right. So let's do this. Let's go back to here. Let's open this one up. So we need a HUD for our live cow, our live pig, and our live sheep. So let's open up our palettes. So let's go to live cow. 1018, good morning. I'll message you the new channel. Okay, awesome. Alright, so live cow. We need a HUD. So let's grab a screenshot. So let's fix that HUD first. Pictures, FS22. Oh, come on, scroll down to the bottom. Open with paint.net. Alright, so we're going to get rid of... Well, let me copy this first. And we'll throw it over here. I'm going to keep the canvas size for a minute. And then we're going to get rid of the background. And then we're going to go File, Save As. So this is going to be HUD Live Cow. So let's save that. So we should have our HUD. So we should now have a HUD for live cow. Now I'm going to have to fix so this now needs to go to I'm going to have to fix the PNG so when you buy it in the store, it comes up. So I also need a store photo for our live cow. Alright, so let's do this. So this has to go down. So we also need a store photo for live cow. So let's go back to here. Why is this not... There we go. So now I need a store photo and it has to be this size. Or does it? Let's go back and look at our... Let me go look at something really quick. Because in... let's go look at the hen house for a second. Because pallets... So we have to buy our live pallets of chicken. Okay, so I can do it. A store photo for live chicken. And what size are you? 512 by 512. So you're 512 by 512, I believe. It's 512 by 512. Okay, so now I need a store photo for live cow. So let's go image. Nope, I can't do it there. Let's do it this way. I'm going to copy this. Hen house, not hen house, slaughterhouse, pallets. Oh, I do have them. Never mind. I already made them. I don't need to copy them. Now I'm being an idiot. So we already have our store photo for live cow. We have our store photo for live pig. And we have our store photo for live sheep. So let me just double check our cow palette and make sure I didn't mess that up. Yep, so this is pallets / store live cow. So I don't need to make the store photo, I just need to make the HUDs. So let's save that. So our live cow palette should be done. So I just need a HUD now for... I gotta do one more HUD for live pig and one more HUD for live sheep. Alright, so let me get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of that just so I can start clean. Let me close my door. The dog just came busting in. Alright, sorry about that. I just don't want my microphone to pick the TV up. Alright, so we have our HUD for... Let me just... You know what? Let's just make sure I'm not... Let me just start clean. Alright, so HUD live cow right there. So let's wipe this out. So now we need a HUD for live pig. So let's open up our pallets, live pig. And let's get a screenshot of our live pig palette. Zoom in a little bit. Let's get a screenshot of this guy. And while we're here, let's grab a screenshot of the live sheep. Dog, you need to settle down or I'm going to kick your ass out of here. Alright, so our live sheep. Oh, I'm going to zoom in just a hair right there. Oh, come on, stop. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, live sheep. Alright. Alright, so we need two more HUDs. Live pig, live sheep. And I just closed my photos. Alright, live pig. Open with paint.net. So let's copy that onto here. And we have to cut the background out. And then we'll go File, Save As, HUD, Live, Pig. So we have that HUD done, and I just need one more. So let's open up our live sheep. We'll copy that onto here. And then we'll cut the background out. And we'll go File, Save As, Live, Sheep. Alright, so that should be our HUDs for our live animals. I forgot I had to make those. So let's get back to the new fill type. So the first fill type is going to be, let's get back to the slaughterhouse. So I need live cow. So live cow. Physics. Now our economy, I'm going to make this guy $0 so you can't sell it. And then, so we have our, so let's fix the HUD. Oh, we got to add, no, it's an input. I don't need palettes here, so I just need a HUD. So that's going to be our live cow. So let's do the live pig and then the live sheep. And here, so you are going to be, you're going to be sheep. And then our HUD, oh, I got to come up here and fix our HUD. Live cow. And then live pig. Oh, live sheep. Alright, so live cow should now be fixed. Live sheep should be done. Let's copy that into here. So you become pig. You become pig. And then since it's an input, I just need a HUD, I don't need a palette. And then, so that's going to be our live animals. Our last input is straw. So let's go into, alright, let me close some of this stuff I don't need open. Let's close the palettes. Ham palette, bacon palette, leather palette, mutton palette, beef palette, pepperoni, steak, just so I have a little bit more room to work. Alright, so let's go into here and let's do a find, if I can spell, straw. Alright, so let's grab this, copy it into the factory. So that was our live sheep. Alright, so we're going to have straw as an input. And since I don't want you to be able to sell it here, I'm just going to put it at $0. And it's going to refer to the in-game HUD and the in-game fill plane, so we don't need to add them into the factory. All right, so next we have to start listing all of our outputs. So let me get rid of resin because I can work with the sacks. All right, so the first one up is, let me close that. So the first one up is going to be steak. So you're going to become steak. We have our HUD is already done for steak. And then our palette is already done. We have our steak palette. Now price. We're going to use all of this in other factories. So I'm going to keep the price relatively low on what this slaughterhouse is going to make. So to clean this up, let me get rid of all this other crap I don't need. And we'll duplicate our steak palette. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. So we just have our steak. All right, let's copy this down to here. So what's up next? Pepperoni. Let's throw it there. Pepperoni. We already have our HUD done, so we need to change this. And then our palette is the pepperoni palette. So that should be that done. Alright, so after pepperoni we have ground beef. And our HUD is done. And I just want to make sure I have them. They have to be the same. So our HUD, ground beef, all lowercase. And then we have our palette for our ground beef. Alright, so that's done. Alright, so after ground beef, leather. So leather there, our HUD is already done, and our palette is already done. So we have leather. So let's save that. I'm going to skip over manure. We'll come back to it. So next one up is going to be mutton. So mutton. Mutton there. I need it here. And I need our palette. So that's done. Alright, so next up, I'm going to skip over wool. We'll put manure and wool in last. So next up is going to be bacon. So you go to bacon, and bacon, our HUD is going to be bacon in our palette. So that should take care of bacon. Next up, ham. So let's go with ham, 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 and ham. So that should take care of that one. So sausage and then ribs. So let me add 2 of them in. So you become sausage, our HUD, and our palette. So that should be sausage done. And what I can't remember what the last one was, ribs. 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 So what we had for dinner last night, barbecue ribs. And then ribs. So that should be that done. So I just need wool and manure. So let's go back into the map. Let's come up to the top. Let's find wool. Let's grab this. So we'll copy that into our new fill type. So here. So wool's going to run off of, so it's going to run off of the in-game HUD, it's going to run off the in-game palette, so I don't need anything else for wool. And then the last one we need is manure. So let's go back into the map, and let's find manure. So we'll copy this into our fill types, and it's going to go right there. So that's going to run off the in-game HUD, the in-game fill plane. So I don't need anything else more for manure. Let me check my phone real quick and see why it's blinking. So bear with me 1 second. Alright, nothing pressing. Alright, so that should be the top of our new fill type done. So let's come back up to here. So now we need to fix the bottom of our... so the only bulk we're going to have is... manure. And I can put straw in here as well. And then we have no liquid, so that category can go. Now our product is going to be every pallet. So we have live cow, live pig, and live sheep. Alright, straw's the bulk, that's already in. So steak, pepperoni, so steak, pepperoni, ground beef and leather, so ground beef, leather, so they're done. manure. Did we put manure? Oh, yeah, manure's done. So I need mutton and wool. So mutton and wool. And then bacon, ham. So bacon, ham, and then sausage and ribs. So sausage and ribs. All right. Now shovel, manure and straw. Train wagon, loading vehicle. Mining we don't need. That can go. And then our fill type, yes, I can add, or our sound I can add back in. And that's also going to be just for manure and straw. So let me save that. Why does my phone keep blinging today? Alright. So this should be our new fill type XML done. I just want to scroll through it and make sure I didn't mess anything up. So that should be good. That should be good. We have, so that's done. Steak, pepperoni, ground beef, leather. So mutton should be good. Bacon, ham. Oh my goodness, that's going to be one of those days. I've been getting that same robocall all week. Ribs, wool, manure. So our new fill type XML should be done. So that's saved, and that is saved. So effects are done, fill planes are done, palettes are done, scripts are done, brand is done, effects is done, icon. Alright, everything here should be good. Let's zip this up. And now the dog's going to want out of the room because the dog next door is barking. It's a pain in the ass. Out. I can't lock my door because the handle's broken. Or I'd lock his ass out. Alright, so let's copy this into here. Alright, I am going to throw it in no man's land and a clean save just to make sure we can spawn it in without any errors. Actually, no, I'll just throw it right in my test map. I don't have that many factories down. So we'll throw it in our no man's land test map, which should be number 10. Let's turn this on so I can look at errors as this is loading. And we should have a slaughterhouse. We do. And we'll see if we have any errors. See if anything comes up yellow and red as this loads. That's a mod. Okay, so we have some trigger issues. So what did I mess up? Alright, let's look at the log first, because I saw something come up that did not like loading. red wine, melon wine, sauerkraut vinegar, invalid fill type. That's the fermenting house. I sent that to Dixie yesterday. I didn't have these errors when I tested it. So why am I getting errors now? Oh, I missed. I heard a bling on my screen. I missed it. I do apologize. So, the new follow. Why am I getting these now with my... Oh, because we don't have I don't think I have the factory down. So we'll have to look at those. But so far there's no errors with the slaughterhouse. But why do I have errors now with the... Or do I not have it on this map? Oh, it's because I don't have it on this map. I have the ice cream factory on this map. So if I put the fermenting house down, those errors are going to go away. So it's just telling me that they're not in the cell point. All right, so that shouldn't I want not to fix those errors. So where do we want to put the slaughterhouse down? It should be nice and flat over here. So let's throw the slaughterhouse down. Production. Let's spin our camera around a little bit. So we should now have the slaughterhouse. Where do I want to put it? Do we want to put it right here? Let's put it's relatively flat over here. Let's throw it. Let's rotate it around because the pallets are going to spawn out on this side. Okay, so it's not really flat there. Let's put it back here. Alright, so first of all, let's make sure nothing's floating. Alright, that looks good so far. Let's see, now we're going to have, so our beef line, so live cow and straw, we're going to get our steak, our ground beef, our pepperoni, our leather, and some manure. Our mutton line, we're going to get mutton, wool, and some manure. And then our pork line, bacon, ham, sausage, ribs, leather, and manure. So everything's looking good so far. Let's see if we're error-free so far, other than the invalid fill types. Okay, so far error-free. Alright, now let's grab... So what do I need? Straw. I'm going to have to buy some straw bales. So I'm going to have to buy some straw and throw it in there. So let me grab right here. Good place for it. It's out of the way. Store delivery mod. Now, do I have a... Do you load bales? Liquid Euro pallets, big bags, liquid. Okay, so you don't load bales. How am I going to get my bales into... I need to get some straw, bales. Can I do bulk straw? Let's see if I can do bulk straw. Let's empty this. Can I load bulk straw in here? I can. So that'll take care of that. I don't want to mess with bales. Let's dump some straw in here. Why is that so low? Oh, because this trailer holds 2 million liters. Alright, so now all we need are live cows, live pigs, and live sheep. Oh, we have to add all of our products to the sell point. So we have to update our sell point. Alright, so let's go into the store. Now we should be able to buy under pallets. I should have, there we go. So we have our live cow. Let's grab 4 of those. Let's grab our live pig. And let's grab our live sheep. Now these should auto-load on Papa Smurf's trailer. Oh, I didn't have... Okay, so my store delivery mod ran out of room. I couldn't get the last couple of sheep. But we should be on Euro pallets. Can I pick these up? I can. Can I get 2 more sheep or let me back out of the spawn point for a second. I'm going to get a couple more sheep. And let me turn that off a second. Let me turn that off a second. I want to get, while I'm here, I want to grab a screenshot. Alright, so let's turn that back on. Let's turn that back on. Alright, so far so good. So yeah, you're going to have to buy these from the vehicle shop and deliver them to the slaughterhouse. They're 10,000 liters each, so you're not going to need a lot. So now, I'm going to leave them on storing so everything spawns out. Now, hold on, I don't see our wool. Okay, wool is there. Is manure there? Manure is there. Okay, so let's activate these. So we have all of our inputs. We do. So let us... Where's my HUD? I should have my HUD right there. So let's forward time a little bit. Alright, hold on. So we're getting too much wool. So I'm going to have to take wool down. Let me shut wool off so that no more pop out. I'm going to change that to distributing. So let me make a note for myself. So far I have to lower the wool. So we don't, oh, you know what? The wool pallet's only 1,000 liters. Because the in-game, it's pointing to in-game, and the in-game wool is only 1,000 liters. So we're going to fix that. We're going to do custom wool. So I won't have to lower it. We're going to do a custom wool pallet. So I got to change the factory up a little bit. But it won't affect what we're testing. Let's go back up until I get some other pallets to spawn out. Alright, so leather is going to spawn out. So let me take leather, change it to distributing. So, because we're getting leather from the cows and we're getting leather from the pigs, so you're going to get more leather than meat, if that makes sense. So I can balance that out. So we're going to balance out leather, and we're going to fix the wool. So we should now see all of our meat spawning out. Yep, I think, oh, yep, everything else spawned out. I think. Leather, manure, mutton, wool. So we have our wool. We have our leather. So we have our mutton. We have our steak. We have our ribs, pepperoni, ham, sausage, bacon, ground beef. Am I missing any? Let me just go to my list so I can just... So ground beef, bacon, just want to make sure I'm not missing any. We have bacon, we have mutton, so let me cross that one off. Sausage, we're getting. Ham, we're getting. Pepperoni, we're getting, so I cross that one off. There's our ribs. Let me put an X by that one. We'll put an X by steak. Okay, so all of our meat spawning out. So wool, leather, manure. We're getting our leather. We're getting our wool. So I need to balance out leather a little bit. And we should be getting manure. How much manure is in the factory? Not a lot, but I just want to make sure. We had a little bit, so let's test the trigger. So let's empty out the straw. We should be getting a little bit of manure. Yep, we're good. Okay, so that's going to work. Now, I'm not going to be able to sell these pallets because we have to fix the sell point. Let's save this. Let's get out of here. Let's update the sell point. And then we'll come back in and test the pallets. Alright, so let's do one thing first. So let's go into, I have to go into the base game and grab the XML for the wool palette, unless it's in here. Is the wool palette in here? It is. So let's go into our palettes. Let's come into here. So let's copy this into here. And we're going to take the wool palette. And we're going to customize it so it doesn't, so this factory does not work off of the in-game wool palette. It's going to work off of our custom wool palette. I can leave that the same. I can leave that the same. So our i3D crap. i3D needs to be the in-game. Let me take that back out. So our i3D is going to run off of the in-game. I want to change this. Let me open up one of my palettes really quick, because I need to add update mass equals false to our wool palette. But we're going to up it to 4,000 liters. instead of 1,000 liters. So it's going to run off of the in-game name. It's going to run off of the in-game description. It's going to run off the in-game I3D. But I want it to be 4,000 liters, update mass false. Now we go into the new fill types, and then we tell wool over here not to run off of the in-game palette. I want to run it off of our custom palette. So we have to take the dollar data away. So now wool, next time we go in game, wool should spawn out as 4,000 liters instead of 1,000 liters. So that's going to fix wool. And then let's look at the factory. Because we have beef making leather, and we have mutton, or we have pork, our pigs making leather. You're going to get a lot of leather. That's fine. We can sell the leather. So let's adjust the price a little bit on the leather. Where's the leather? Up top. Let's up the price a little bit on leather, so you get more for it. Alright, let's save that. Now we have to go into, let's do this, slaughterhouse. Let's delete that one. We'll zip it back up. Grab this guy, and we'll throw it in the mods folder. So when we go back into retest the slaughterhouse, our wool should spawn out as 4,000 liters. So let's go into our sell point. So now this becomes version 1.8. And now we have to add in, let's come over to here. We don't need our animals. We don't need it to sell the straw. So let's start with, so steak. So I need steak. Pepperoni. Ground beef. I can go by my notebook. Steak, pepperoni, ground beef, leather. I'm not going to add manure. You can sell your manure somewhere else. You could so mutton. Do we want to sell the wool here? Let's add in the wool. And then I need bacon, a ham, a sausage, ribs, and then leather and manure. Leather, we'll have leather in here. Manure you can sell somewhere else. All right, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need 10 more slots down here. Let's grab this guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have steak, pepperoni, ground beef, leather. Let's add the wool in. So wool. And then we have our mutton, bacon, ham, sausage and ribs, sausage, ribs. Alright, let's try and get this somewhat organized. And save that. So this should be the cell point updated. I'm gonna leave that XML open for a minute. Let's delete that out. Zip that back up. Alright, so copy, mods folder, paste. Alright, updated cell point, updated slaughterhouse. Let's jump back in here. Alright, save game 10. Let's jump back in here. So I'm still going to get fill type errors on the fermenting house because I don't have it on this map. If once I put it on the map, then those errors are going to go away. Alright, so the log is clean so far. So let's head over here. And we'll undo the straps. We'll change it to Euro pallets. Let's make all these pallets should strap because they're basically the empty boxes pallet. And then let's strap those. Yeah, they're all going to strap down. Let's get this out of the spawn point because the new wool should now be 4,000 liters. So this old wool, let me get on the other. Can I get up here? I can. So this wool should be. It's not going to. Oh, it's not going to give me. Oh, it will. So this is 1,000 liters. That was running off the in-game wool. So now if we spawn out another wool pallet. So you go to distributing. Let's go. I don't want any more pallets to spawn out. So then I'm going to change wool is still on. Let's change that to storing. So I want our new wool pallets to spawn out. So we'll change that back to distributing. So these should be 4,000 liters. Nope, they're only 1,000 liters. So why are you not reading my in-game XML? So why is it not reading the in-game XML? Let's figure that out. Why are you not reading the in-game XML? Go to the log first. No errors. Huh, don't know what's up with the music because I play with the music off. Oh, I have no... Did I lose my internet? I did not lose my internet. Did I lose my internet? My stream is still on. Usually when I get this error, I lost internet. I lost one of my two internets. Hold on. Let me reconnect this. Should have two open. I did. I'm also uploading a video to YouTube, because that's stuck at 30%. Okay, so for some reason my internet's acting wonky today. Sassy one, hello. Alright, so why are you not picking up the wool pallet? So let's go back to the mod description. Do we have the wool pallet listed here? We do not. So let's add the wool pallet to here. So you are now going to be wool. So now we have it in our mod description. Slaughterhouse, we have our output of wool, which should read off of the new fill type XML. And then the new fill type XML for wool should read off of in-game palettes. So let's see if that fixes the wool. I mean, it's not game breaking. There'll be 1,000 liters instead of 4,000 liters. Alright, so let's copy that. Overwrite the slaughterhouse that's in there. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, my computer's been running weird all morning. I've even done, I ran CC Cleaner, cleaned up all the old cache files, all the old crap off the spyware and all that crap, and then I restarted my computer twice. It's still acting weird today. It's running really slow. It keeps dropping off the internet. So tonight, when I go to bed, I'm going to run a full antivirus scan. Alright, so now we should have our wool pallet should now spawn out. Let's try that first. So let's take you distributing. I don't want any more meat to spawn out. Distributing. And distributing. Let's take our wool and change it to storing. Okay, so let's see if it popped out. It should have only popped out one pallet. I'm going to leave it on store for a minute. So this, oh no, so there's still only 1,000 liters. Why is wool not picking up my in-game XML? Because my map, hold on. Because the map has wool in it, my new fill type XML is not going to overwrite the map file. So no matter what I do to wool, it's only going to spawn out on 1,000 liters. Because the new fill type XML from the factory is not going to override the map. So my factory spawning out wool is going to read the map file and not the new fill type XML file. I'm almost positive. Yeah, ignore those. Those will go away as soon as we put the fermenting house down. Yeah, so let's look at this again. So the mod description, even though I'm reading my wool palette XML here, and the slaughterhouse has wool in it, the new fill type XML for wool is not going to overwrite the in-game wool. So I'm not going to be able to get this to spawn out on 4,000 liters. Freaking dog. Alright, sorry, I just didn't want my mic to pick up the TV. Alright, so yeah, no matter what I do, I'm not going to be able to get the factory to override the map. So it's going to pick up on whatever the map is set at. So the map is set at 1,000 liters. This is not going to override the map. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's go back and look at that wool palette XML. Wrong folder. Palettes, wool palette. Now, if I bring over the wool palette i3D, will it... Oh, now he wants back out. He's a pain in the ass. Alright. My mic on? Yeah, mic's on. Yeah, he wanted in, he wanted out. He's being a pain in the ass today. Now, if I overwrite the i3D, it's not going to make any difference. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get wool to spawn out on 4,000 liters. So we're stuck with wool at 1,000 liters. Straighten my steering out. I'll try and drive straight and pick all these up at the same time. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'll be right back. Out! God, he's being a royal pain in the fucking ass today. Alright, let's see if these can sell. Every time he forces my door open and lets himself in, my microphone picks up on the TV, and when I upload this to YouTube, I get a copyright strike on the video. Alright, awesome. So, Slaughterhouse should be good for testing. I can send it to Dixie to break. So, Slaughterhouse should be good. Now, let's change this back to distributing so I don't get any more spawning out. So we should be good with the slaughterhouse. Maybe changing up some colors. That would be the only other thing I would do to make this not look like the seed factory. So let's change these colors up a little bit. We could probably change the color of the brick up a little bit too if we want to, but I kind of like it this color. Let's see if we can't change up the silo a little bit. Other than that, I don't think we need to make any changes to this. Yeah, if my door locked, I wouldn't have that problem with the dog busting in every 10 minutes. Alright, so let's look at the slaughterhouse. It should be pointing to Yep, the silo diffuse texture. So let's go into the silo diffuse texture. And let's see if we can't change this up a little bit. Can we get like this red looking, like a rust color? No, but I think, do I have? I don't. What is the... Let's look at the slaughterhouse a minute. Let's open this back up. I may go in and pull another texture file out. Because I want this, I think I want to change the silo to this like rust color that's on the roof. So I need to see what texture that is. And we're going to probably pull that out of the in-game. Yeah, this guy. So you are running off of what texture? You are running off of common. Alright, so data maps US textures. So let's go into this PC. Alright, so data maps, what was the path? Map US textures. Map US textures. And then I want animal trade dealer diffuse. So I want animal trade dealer diffuse, this guy right here. Let's copy that into here. So that's going to give me the building. So that's going to give us the building and the silo. So that's our silo. This is the building. I want this rusty looking color. Can we get something a little bit lighter? Can I lighten that up just a little bit? Nope, it's going to change it to brown. Oh, let's go with this color. So that's going to be a little bit lighter. Alright, so let's take this guy. And let's go paint bucket. And we'll take this guy. And we'll go paint bucket. And that should change up the silo color to match the roof a little bit of the slaughterhouse. And then if we take the wood siding, let's darken it up a little bit so it's not as bright in your face. Well, that didn't darken it up at all. Let's see if we can't darken that up a bit to get a darker brown. I can't. That's the darkest brown I think I can get off of here. That's more of a maroon. Yeah, that's the darkest brown, unless I go into like Google and we grab a darker brown. Can I? Well, we can go with like a gray. So we go with the darker gray. Let's save that. Let's try that, see what that looks like. So let's take the slaughterhouse. Let's delete that out. Do I have the game open? I do not. I have this open. Let's close that. And let's zip this back up. So let's copy that over to here. Now that should make the silo match the building a little bit better. Wish I can make the wool pallet. Wish I can override the wool pallet, but I can't. There's just no. It's just not going to work. All right. So what does this look like now? That's going to look much better. So that's going to match the building a little bit better. So I'm thinking we are pretty much done with the slaughterhouse. Alright, so that is the white. Let me look at one more thing, but I think we're going to call this good. No errors in the log. Double check the log, make sure we're still error free. But I should be good to send this to Dixie tonight. Yep, we are completely error free. I want to look at one more thing with the silo. I want to try something. I may not. We may change it back, but I want to try something. Come on, give me the old man. Give me the whole thing, not just part of it. Oh, I had it there for a second. That may work. Oh, come on. I need this little thing here. Alright, let's make them bigger first. Let me try something. I may not like it, we may change it back, but I want to try something. Let's save that real quick. Now if I open up the factory, where does that put him? It does put him on there, but he is now, okay, so he's, I gotta, oh, no, I'm not gonna be able to make that work because it flips it in a couple different directions. Alright, so we're gonna have to take him back off of there. I thought I could make that work, but I can't. So let's get rid of that. Alright, so we should be good. So that doesn't have the new texture on it. So that should be the slaughterhouse done. Now, I don't have anything else planned for today. I didn't think we would get the slaughterhouse done. So let's look at the... So let's go into here. What do we want to work on? Let's go into look at our factories. So what do we want to work on next? So we have the juice factories done, ice cream factories done. What factory do we want to build next? Let's go peruse. Let's go to our mods. Let's go to My Games, Farm Sim 19. Alright, what do we have that we can work on next? I don't want to do beer quite yet because I'm trying to find a beer barrel or some bottles, so I'm not quite ready to do Budweiser. We could do iced coffee and use the coffee from Greenhouse 4. Because we can make liquid, we can do our coffee as liquid and not pallets and haul our coffee around in a tanker. So coffee factory is a possibility. Dole food is a possibility because we could do all of our greenhouse products done. So we could do salad and bagged cabbage. So that's a possibility. Uh, what else do we want to work on? We could do Heinz to get our ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise. Heinz is a possibility. We could do leather to take care of the leather that we're getting from the slaughterhouse. So Leatherworks is a possibility. Oh, and we could put the slaughterhouse and the Leatherworks out as a set, like a two for one. Let's work on a 22 version of leather. We can make the factory pretty small. Alright, so let's go into external mods. Let's go new folder. FS22 Richie Leather Works. Alright, so that's going to be our empty folder. So we have blank canvas to work with. I want a smaller building. Hi, so we want a smaller building. So let's go into one of the base game maps and try and find something that we can make a small leather factory out of. Data maps. So we just need a small building. Let's go into the Alpine map first. Dixie swinging the hammer. Dixie, we got the slaughterhouse working. I can't fix the wool pallet. Wool's going to spawn out at 1,000 liters. No matter what I try and do to override it, it doesn't work. I've tried to get wool on 4,000 liter pallets, but I can't. So it's going to spawn wool out on 1,000 liter pallets. There's nothing I can do to fix that. Alright, we need a small building that I can turn into a leather factory. So what do we have other than houses on this map? You look more like a cafe. Alright, that's probably going to be more of a house. Yeah, that looks more like a house. Let's go over this way. That's a gas station. You look more like a house than a factory. So what do we have over this way? That's going to be too big. That's going to be too big. This building is going to be too big, but maybe one of these side buildings. Oh, I think these three are together as one I3D. I don't think I can separate those out. Yeah, I can't separate those out. That looks more like residential. These look more like residential. So what do we have down this way? We have the BGA. You look... So can we do like Leatherworks up top and have it make it look like it's a retail shop and a residence together? This is a possibility. That's a possibility. So does it have its props? So what are its props? Yeah, let's grab both. Let's grab this and then we can edit it to take so it's going to have props all over the map. All right, I can work with this so we can edit it. Let's go File, Export. Let's go to External Mods, Leatherworks. We'll just call this Building 1 for now. So that's one possibility that we can work with. What else can we make a small leather factory out of? What does this guy look like? No, that's going to be too big. That's pretty much the same building. Yeah, this map is slim pickings in pulling buildings out for factories. There's not a lot to pull out of this map. Let's see if we can't work with that. Now, let's look at that real quick. And we may customize some of the colors. So I'm going to pull out the texture for it before we get any further. Since we have the file open. So I want Alpine textures. Let's create a new folder for textures. Let's open that up. So we want Alpine textures, Townhouse 7 diffuse. Townhouse 7 diffuse. Let's copy that over here in case we want to change up some of the colors. Let's get rid of everything else from the slaughterhouse that we don't need. And we'll get rid of that. So we just have the one texture file in case we want to make some edits to it. Alright, so now what do we want to build this factory off of? So let's open up I want to leave my mods folder open. Let's go back to FarmSim 22. Alright. So what do we want to build this off of? So I need something small that only spawns out a couple pallets. Let's look at the spinning mill. Won't be long before the pizza party. I could mod it off the ice house. That's pretty small. Let's go look at the ice house. I could probably use that as the base. You could probably use this for the base because it should have all the triggers and the inputs and everything else we need. Yeah, we can use this as the base. So let's go down to... Alright, so let's get that out. And then this should have everything in it that I need. It has our triggers, it has our pallet spawner, this has everything we need. So let's go File, Export, Leather Works. So let's save that. And we'll close this without making any changes to it so we don't mess up the ice house. So I need to put these side by side now. So let's go back into Leatherworks. I'm going to open up another folder. Downloads, external mods, go into Icehouse. Alright, so I need this, 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 this. I need this, 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 and this. Let's copy all of these over to here. We're going to have to rebuild all of those. Alright, so let's open this up first. What else do I have open? I got two things open. Let's close that. Let's close that. I don't want to mess things up. Let's open this back up again. Alright, let's create a plane to work on. So we have a blank canvas to start with. Change that to Leatherworks. Alright, now let's go File, Import. Let's bring Building 1 in. And we're going to zero it out so it's in the center of the build. Oh, good old giant, so it's not going to be straight. That's nice to know. And we got a whole bunch of floating objects we're going to have to deal with. But I want some of the props. But I love when Giants doesn't build shit straight. Alright, so let's look at our props. We're going to get rid of the fence. Their bug isn't even in the middle of the damn thing. So that we're going to get rid of. Fence is going to go. Some of the barrels we're going to keep. Yeah, so that we're going to keep. That will keep. And we can move them around. Let's keep some of the benches. Let's keep the bike stand and the sign. Let's keep that for now. We'll keep that for now. Keep the fire hydrant for now. Light poles can go. Let's keep that for now. Keep those for now. And this is all the stuff that's going to be floating. Okay, so those can go. That will keep for now. That can go. Oh, that can go, that can go. Where's that at? Out there floating somewhere. So that can go, that can go. And those can go. So we shouldn't have anything floating out in the middle of nowhere any longer. And I don't. So everything is now in the same i3D. So let's get this guy cut out of there and put into here. And then now we're going to have to, because Giants doesn't build anything square, we're going to have to square this up to the world manually. So our pallets are going to spawn out on this side. So let's face the factory this way. And I'll try and get it this. Let me just pull it over to the edge and try. Oh, that's not going to work. I need to try and get this as square as I can to the pallet spawner. And then, how are we on height? Alright, so we're good there. Now the sign. Is the sign a separate prop? This may be a problem. I don't know if I can get rid of this sign. Alright, let's get rid of that. So that's in. Yeah, I can get rid of that. Oh, I can't get rid of that. I'm not going to be able to get rid of this. I'm not going to be able to get rid of that sign. I'm not going to be able to use this building. I can't get rid of that sign. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get rid of that sign. It's built right into the building. So I'm not going to be able to use this building. And it's 3D, so I'm not going to be able to cover it up. So this is not going to work. So, goodbye. Let's jump into a different map and see if we can find something else to grab. Let's go back into Steam apps, data maps. Let's go into the French map and see if we can't find a building. We could use the ice house and just re-prop it. We can change up the signs and stuff. Again, this one's going to be a problem because I'm not going to be able to get the sign off the building. I don't think. Can I pull this building? And nope, it's going to leave all the signs behind. Well, it's going to leave the interior. Well, maybe. Can we use this? It's hollow. It has some signs on it that we're going to have to change. I might be able to use this building. That's a possibility. Let me go into here. Let's go back into Leatherworks. Let's go into textures. Let me close that. And then let's delete this out because we're not going to use this building. I think we're going to use this building. Let's go File, Export. Let's recall it Building 1. We'll overwrite the i3D that's in the file. So we'll be able to use this basic building. Now I'm going to need its texture file so we can change all these props out. If I can. So they should be part of, let's look at the texture file first. Textures, gas station, diffuse. So if we go back into here, textures, gas station, diffuse. Okay, that's not going to give me the, oh, right over here, gas station, shop, diffuse. Let's grab this texture and this texture. Let's copy those into the map file. So this should give us all of our signs that we have to change. So let's go look at this building again. Yeah, so we'll have to change all the signs up. So we'll have some garage doors on the back, and we got all the signs on this side of the building that we'll have to change up. Once we get it out of here, Nope, they're all one eye 3D, so I can't eliminate just a couple of them because they're all built together. So I'm not going to be able to take out the individual signs. Let's see if we can't work with this. So back into here, file, import, let's bring the new building 1 in. And let's go 0, 0, 0, 0. So now it's square to the world. Now our pallets, since this is the back of the building, we can actually have the pallets spawn out back here. And then we could put our, or do we want them to spawn out on the front of the building and drop off our goods on the back of the building? Let's do that. So let's spin this around. So we'll face the front of the building here where our pallets spawn out. No, we're not. We're going to do something completely different. Let's go 90. Let's pick up our pallets on this side of the building. So our pallets will spawn out on the side of the building. Let's take our inputs, put them back here by the garage door. Let's move this first. So edit, cut, visuals, paste. So it's inside the factory. Then we could take our warning stripes. That's that one. Where's my other warning stripes? Back here. Let's move the triggers back here where the garage door is. We'll worry about the triggers themselves in a minute. And then I should have left the map open. Should have left the map open. Let's save this. Let's go into program files, Steam, Steam apps, common, FarmSim 22. Is it under shared? It's not under shared. Data, shared, AI. Now that's the traffic collision. Where are the cars? Vehicles. Cars. I think it's vehicle. Is vehicle 7 the van? I'm looking for the van. Yeah, this guy. So let's go file, export, van. Let's pull that out of the map. And there's no texture file for it because it runs off of UDIM. So I'm not going to be able to pull the texture out, but we should be able to pull the van in. I need a parking spot. I need parking lines. Let's go file, import. Let's bring in the cell point so I can take the parking stripes out of it. Oh, come on. File, import, external mods. My computer's been acting weird all day today. Cell point, market, open. I need parking lines. Oh, come on, give me the parking line. You're not going to give me the parking line. You're going to be difficult. Visuals. Parking lot. I need this. Let's go edit, cut, visuals, paste. And then while we're here, does it have a trash bin? It does, kind of, sort of. Let's grab at least this guy out of here. Let's go edit, cut, and paste. Let's grab one of. Oh, so you're going to give me the planner and the plants? Yeah, you're giving me the planners and the plant. So edit, cut, and paste. We'll grab a planter. Should we give the employees a bench to sit on? So edit, cut, and paste. Alright, let's get rid of this. Alright, so we should have front of the building. We'll have to move the lights around. But let's grab our parking lot lines. They're gonna be too big. Darn it. They're gonna be too big. Oh wow, so let's get rid of the parking lines. We'll just park a van out front. Let's clean up some of this other stuff first. Let's get the metal box. I don't even know where it ended up. I don't even see the little bug. Where's our metal box? Huh, that's weird. Right there. I'll throw you there. Flower pot. Floating. Not quite floating. Let's put one there. Let's put one there. And then the bench. Sorry, let me grab a sip of coffee. Let's get this guy slid back. And we'll get another one over here. Alright, so we're not going to have the parking lines, but that's fine. Let's go File, Import. Let's bring in the van. I'm going to stick it here a second. Now, there's a couple things in here we may not need. I don't need the traffic collision node. I don't need the driver. We can get rid of the license plate. I can get rid of the lights, so we just have the van. So let's go edit, cut, let's put it up here. And we'll stick our van over here. Well, what we could do. Alright, let's move this guy down. And then we'll pull the van, maybe, back this way. Over here. Something like that. And we have to change all the posters up, but I don't know what our visual is going to be yet. This building's too dark. We're going to lighten this building up a little bit as well. Let's save that. So that's going to be our van. I'm going to close this a second. Because right now I want to look at our texture paths, make sure I don't have anything messed up. So far we're clean. Alright, so let's look at our textures. Yeah, this building is definitely too dark. Could we go with like a tan? Let's look in here. Let's go color picker. Let's lighten this building up. Oh, stop, not what I wanted. Color picker, tan. Now let's go up here and like that, and we'll save it. And then we have to go into, so that's gas station, shop, diffuse. So let's go into here. And we have to take our gas station, shop, diffuse. Change the texture so it doesn't run off the map. And then we're going to have to change our signs up. So that was our shop decals. Correct. Where's my texture folder? Gas station shop decals. Gas station shops. We have to run this one off of in-game because we're going to change the signs up. So let's save that. I'm not going to worry about the signs yet. Let's open this back up. So our building should no longer be really, really dark. We should have a lighter tan color. That's much better. We'll get some signs on the building itself. Once we fix the posters, we'll get some signs on there. So this should be the factory itself done, other than the decals. Alright, so this should be easy. We're pretty much going to copy what we did in 19. So let us create a new folder, palettes. And then the van I'm done with, we can delete that out. So we have building 1 we're done with, we can delete that out. So we just have our file clean. Alright, so palettes. Let's go into, because we know they're working well, let's go into Mammoth Mill, palettes, boxes palette. And let's go File, Export Selection, Palettes. We're going to go with Boots Palette. And can we, no, this, I can't, okay, so I can't put, so we can put boots in boxes. This is going to be too small to put a saddle in. So I'm gonna have to we're gonna have to build a separate palette for if we want it to be a saddle, but we can do crates of boots. So that'll be one. Let's grab this guy, copy it over there. I'm going to leave it boxes for now. Let's go into the carpentry for a minute. I want to look at the crate palette for a second. So this has, oh, it's got that leather strap on the front. Can I remove that leather strap at all? I can't, because it's built right onto the XML. So I'm probably not going to be able to use that. Alright, so let's look at this real quick. Let's go into this guy. Alright, so I'm going to take I'm going to remove all the boxes except for one. So let's get rid of those. Let's take this one box and let's make it so we have one box. Let me go file, import, so I get the height correct. Alright, so this guy has to be, okay, why can't I? Why will it not let me stretch it up? Oh, because it's inside. Why won't it let me stretch it up taller though? Oh, there we go. So I want it the same height as this. Alright, so it's the same height as that now. Let's go File, Export, Saddle Palette. And then let's not make any changes to that one. So our boots palette should be individual boxes. So our boots palette are still going to be individual boxes. And then our saddle palette should be one big box. Which it is for now. So we're going to actually fix that. I'm going to have to fix the tension belt nodes and everything. But let's work with the boots palette first. Did it bring over my empty boxes? It did. So let's open that up. Let's look at our... Let's go into... Where's our leather factory from? Where's our leather factory? I may not be able to find our... Well, here's what I'm going to do. Let's go to My Games. I'm just going to make it easy. Let's create a new folder. So let's go into My Games Farm Sim 19 mods. Let's grab the leather factory. Let's copy that into here. Now let's change this back to Farm Sim 22. Alright. Let's open this up. Alright, so let's look at our logos and stuff from here. So Imperial Leather. So we're probably just going to copy a lot of this. What do we have in the way of textures? Alright, so let's go look at our palettes. Perfect. So let us my video is still uploading. Alright. Google Images. Wood grain texture. Not for the boots though, but for so let's do this. Let me copy this, paste it in here. So this one is going to become, let me rename it. So that's going to become Boots 1. Let me rename this one. This is going to become Saddle 1. Let me come into here. Let's close that a minute. Alright, let's work with the boots. Now I can jump back into here. Alright, I want a wood grain. Something fairly light. So let's copy that into here for a minute. So copy and paste. So we should have now just a plain wood grain to work with. Let's close that. Alright, so let's grab the saddle. Can I get just the saddle off of here without the background? Let's see what that looks like. Copy and paste. Now the problem is we're gonna have to adjust this a couple times to make it work where we want it. Let me save this for now. And then let's do this. Well, let's build the... they're backwards. Damn it. Let me rename this one. Saddle 1. Oh my goodness. Saddle 1. And then rename you Boots 1. Alright. So now they're going to be backwards in paint.net. Oh, hold on. It's going to be backwards in paint.net. I'm going to have to redo this. Copy, paste. And then let me pull the saddle back out. Copy, paste, save. We're going to have to resize that and move it around, but I want to get this taken care of first. So this becomes Saddle 1. So let's save that. Now we're going to have to move this texture around because it's going to be all messed up. Oh, and it's not even correct. SADDLE1. SADDL, there's one too many ones. Alright, let's try that again. Yeah, see, now we're going to have to move this texture around just to get, so we can get it on the side of the box. So let me open up let's open up a new folder. Downloads, external mods. What did we just build? Slaughterhouse. Textures. No, palettes. Textures. Alright, so we're going to have to move it so it's right about here. So I put one about here and one about here. So I need to put one about there. I need to put one about here. I need to put one about there. That's the top of the box. I don't want to put one there. So let's throw one here. And one here. Let's save that. So what is, let's close that. Alright, so we can go a little bit bigger. Alright, so let's back those out. And we could take this guy, make him a little bit bigger. So we'll put one there. And we'll put one about there. Let's save that. And that's going to put it both on the side of the box and none on the front of the box. Dog, you are on my last nerve today. He just came busting in again. So that's not going to work. Alright, so let's back that one out. So where does it, oh, let me do this. So where does it put this one if I leave it there? It should be the front of the box. This is why I usually build the palettes off camera. So it's going to put it partly on top of the box. That's more what I want. I just need to pull the whole thing up a bit. Alright, so can I slide? Oh, I can't. Can I slide you up a little bit? So you're about there. Let's save that. Now if I put one on the other side, where's it going to show up? So let's copy that one. Let's put another one here. Let's save this. Now what is that going to look like? So that's going to put it on both sides of the box. Alright, now that I can live with. Now let's look at, let me pull up, this I can delete. Let's pull up, let's go back to, where's my FS19 slaughterhouse? I closed it, didn't I? Nope, here. So I don't have a small logo for why am I all messed up today? External mods, Leatherworks. Oh, I'm putting these in the wrong, these are in the wrong freaking file. They're in the wrong file. I forgot to make a palettes file. New folder. Palettes. Nope. Still, yeah, so Leatherworks. No, we're in the right one. Leatherworks, palettes. Delete that out. So we have our boots palette, we have our saddle palette. Oh, hang on, I got way too much shit open. Let me start fresh. So I'm going to completely mess myself up. Documents, My Games, Farm Sim 22 mods. That always stays open. And the second one I want open is external storage, external mods, Leatherworks, palettes. This is the file we're working out of. So this is our boots palette. This is our saddle palette. I want to go back into here. I want to go into palettes, textures. Do I have a small logo for brand? I don't. I've got this big one. And we have this large one. So I don't have a small logo to work with. Alright, let's try this. Oh, now he wants back out of the room. He's being a royal pain in my ass today. So if we throw you here, and here, save that. What does that now look like? Yeah, so this is going to be our saddle palette. Now let's work on our boots palette. So this will be our boots palette. Let's go back into here from FS19. And let's see if we can't grab the boot. So let's copy that over to here. Now, the boot, I'm going to have, so that should be the side of the box. So this should be the side of the box. The long side of the box. So that should be the long side of the box. And then let's copy that over to here. And then this should be the small side of the box. The short side of the box. And then if we take this guy, and then I move it over here, that's going to be the other side of our box. And that should be our last side of the box. So let's save that. And then we change this to boots 1. Let's close some of the stuff we don't need open. So slaughterhouse is done, slaughterhouse is done, new fill types is done, wool pallet is done. We gotta leave the sell point open. That I'm done with. So we have Leatherworks, which I can close that one as well. So we just have I have less crap open that I don't need. So what is our boots palette going to look like? Take my speed down so we're not rolling in as fast. So we'll have the Imperial logo on this side, and we'll have the boots on this side. And then let's do one other thing real quick. Let's go into here. So let's go color picker. Let's go back to black. Let's go like 20 font for now. I may have to adjust this. And let's just throw something on the top of the box. So let's save that. Alright, that'll work. So we have something on the top of the box. And then let's look at our, where is our saddle? So that was here. So this square here is the top of our box. Let's do this again real quick. Handle with care. Let's grab give me something that has a watermark. That has a watermark. That one has a watermark. That one has a watermark. Oh goodness, it's going to be one of those days. Let's scroll back up to the top. This one does not have a watermark. Let's copy that. And then let's... Oh, this is going to be hard to get. Oh, wrong one. Let's see if we can't grab it from here. Yeah, through to here. Let's copy that to here. And since that sign's so big, this is not shrinking down well. It's going to be blurry. I need to find a smaller sign. This one's not going to work. I need something smaller that I can shrink down. Give me something a little bit smaller. That's going to be too big. These are all going to be too big. Give me something smaller. It's not fragile. That's going to be too big. Come on, give me a small sign I can work with. That's going to be too big. It's not fragile. This one I might be able to work with. Oh, come on, quit being difficult. Alright, let's copy that into here. Let's save that. Let's see what that looks like. I close that. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Saddle. Alright, that looks better. I'll see what that looks like when we get it in game. So let's do, so now we need, let's say, so this guy is going to be boots because it matches the boxes. So you are going to become boots. This one becomes boots, and then this one becomes boots. So that should be that palette. So let's copy this. We'll rename it. Saddle. So this one becomes saddle. Saddle, and then our fill type will become saddle. Now we got rid of, we only kept one box, so I have to get rid of all of these because now I took it down to just one box, and then I have to get rid of all these extra tension nodes because we took it down to one box. So this, let's double check our i3D mapping. Since I have it down to just one box, we should be fine. I just want to double check it. So that should be 0, 2, and 0, and 0, 2, 0, and 0. So 0, 2, 0, yep, so that should be fine. So that should be our pallets built. So let's go into here. Let's finish the factory. So let's take our plane and shrink our plane down to the size of the factory. A little bit longer. So nice small little factory. Alright, so let's work our way down. So clear area. So start width and height. Alright, so clear area is done. Level area. So start width and height. And then our indoor area, shouldn't have to mess with. Start with a little bit and height. All right. Test area. Let's pull that in. And let's pull that in. All right, tip. Let's pull that in. And push this in. All right, warning stripes are done. Visuals should be done. Teleport node. That'll work. Let's come back up top. Alright, so that's empty. So that's just an empty transform group. Yeah, I don't need that. Alright, so selling station, we have to move our triggers. For our inputs. So that should also push our link nodes, our trigger marker. So that's all done. AI spline. This will be for, now this is going to have to go smaller since we can't drive by the van. Let's go to, oh come on, give me, you're going to be difficult, are you? Let's make it visible. I need the end point. Give me the end point. We got to make it smaller. So now I can take the entire spline. And I could probably go even a little bit smaller yet. Now we could take the entire spline and move it over. Alright, so if you want to drop your goods off by AI, it allows you to. Storage can stay there. Alright, player trigger. Where are you currently at? You're currently over there. That's not going to work. Let's pull our player trigger back this way. So let me do Shift and C because our trigger node marker has to be in the same exact spot. Shift and V. Alright, so that's done. Palette spawner we didn't mess with, so that should be start and end. So our palettes will spawn out there. Info trigger. Our info trigger can come back here. So that should be fine there. Marker unloading has to come over here. So that should be everything done. So that should be done. So that everything in that transform group should be done. Clear area is done. Level area is done. Indoor area is done. Test area is done. That's done. Warning stripes are done. Visuals are done. Teleport node. Lights. We have to fix our lights. Alright, so let's get one light where our palettes are going to spawn. So right about here. Let's pull it out of the building a little bit. Alright, so let's grab this. So Shift and C. That has to be in the same spot, and then this has to be in the same spot. So that's our first light. Let's throw the second light back here where we put our imports in, or inputs in. So we'll throw our second light about here. And I'm going to go Shift and C, Shift and V, Shift and V. Save that. I'll grab a sip of coffee. Alright, so that should be done. So our light should be done. So our factory itself should be done, except for our signs. So let's save that, and let me close it. Let me just make sure we have no other texture pathing issues. We don't. So far we're so far so good. So now we have to fix all of our signs. All right. Go Google Images. Leather goods posters. Let's hope nothing XXX comes up. That may work. No, you're going to be way too small, and I'm not going to be able to stretch this out. Well, maybe. Let's see if we can't get it to size. Played on your Ritchie Valley 16x multi-fruit factory map. Roads are not smooth transport jumps for 19. Alright, so what else do we have in the way of... Alright, that's not going to work. What else do we have? That has a watermark in it. Yeah, I'm afraid to scroll down because I'm assuming I don't want anything triple X to come up here. What do we have in the way of some other posters? That would be nice, but it's all blurry. Let's see if it... My internet is buffering. Let's see if this will come in any clearer. Nope, it's not going to clear itself up. Let's try that again. Let's see if it'll open up any clearer where I can copy it. I can't. Will this come in any clearer? It's not, and it has a watermark in it. Alright, so I'm not going to be able to use any of these. So let's try Leather Works posters. Get ready to close in case something triple X pops up. Alright, because my internet is running super slow at the moment, I'm going to have a hard time with Google Images. I may have to fix these posters off camera. But let's see what else. Let's see what do we have here we can work with. If anything. Will this come up or will this come up blurry? Yeah, my internet is really bad right now, so I'll fix these signs off camera. So right now, the signs. When we go in game, ignore the signs on the building. When I'm done uploading my YouTube video, I'll have better internet, and I'll fix the signs off camera. All right, so let's get into here. So mod description. This is now going to be Leatherworks. And then this one has to be lowercase. This one has to be lowercase. Let me close my door again. Alright. And then if he comes busting in here again, I'm just going to get out of here for the day, and we'll finish this another day. So our DDS we're going to have to change to Leatherworks. Our XML we have to change to Leatherworks. And then we're going to have a boots palette, and we're going to have a saddle palette. So our mod description should be done. We have to rename this to Leatherworks. Emergency alert on the phone. Oh, this is a commercial test of the emergency broadcast system. Alright. So that's done. We have to fix our icon. So let's cut that out. Let's open our Leatherworks back up. And well, we're going to need some signs for this. Well, I don't have our posters done yet. What does that one poster that I did change look like? It's not even on here. Huh, that one poster I did change isn't even on here. I'll mess with these signs off camera. Alright, let's go File, Import. Mammoth Mill. I want to grab the sign off of it. Alright, let's go edit, cut, and paste. We'll delete that out. So let's bring this to 0. And then we'll change this up as soon as I get it in place. Oh, come on. Let's get it centered above the door. Alright, so let's save that and close it because we have to fix the sign. I'm going to have to pull the sign over. We're going to have to fix the path. So let's fix the path. We're also going to rename it when we pull it over. So let's just call it Leather 2. So let's go into here, Mammoth Mill. Let's copy that. Into here, and let's rename it Leather 2. And now let's take this guy and we will copy it onto there and save it. So our logo should now be Imperial Leather. Alright, that'll work. And then the individual signs I'll mess with off camera. Let's get another one back here. So Spin this around. And let's get this guy moved over to here. And then now, here's the $64,000 question. Now we just need to lean it back this way a little bit. That'll work. So we have our van logoed up. That's why I wanted the van. I wanted to see if I can get the signs on it. So I'll mess with these signs off camera. Cause the internet's running like super slow, and I can't get clear images on Google right now. So this will be the factory itself. Done. So I'm going to need a store photo for Imperial Leather. So let me take this guy. We need to make it invisible for a second. Let me grab screenshot. And then let's take this guy, make it visible again so I'll remember to delete it out. Alright, so we should have, let's jump back in here a minute. Let's close some of this crap I don't need open. Well, I need everything open right now, so let's work with this. Pictures. Open with paint.net. Alright. So let's copy that into here. And then that has to come out. That has to come out. That has to come out. So now we go color picker yellow. And we're going to be too big. So let's go down to 55, 50, that works. So let's save this. So this will be our store photo when we go to buy it in the vehicle shop, in the store. Alright, so that's done. So what's up next? Effects are done. Fill planes we don't need because our palettes are done. Scripts are done. Textures are done. Brand is done. Mod description's done. Alright, let's get the XML done. External mods, Leatherworks, i3D, modified by another program. Yeah, so let me close this so I don't keep getting that same error. Okay, Leatherworks. Oh, capital L. Alright, so our function our store photo, leather works. Let me just make sure it's named the same. So it's icon. We have to rename this. Did we not rename it? We did not rename it. You are icon leatherworks. So that's icon leatherworks there, and our mod description should be icon leatherworks there. Okay, so we're good to there. Let's go with like 130, not 7 million, 133,000. Everything's good through there. Our i3D, what's our i3D? Leatherworks, capital W. So there's our i3D done. So this I don't need. So save that. So this is going to be super easy. So we are going to make boots and we are going to make a saddle we are going to input leather, and since they're already on boxes, well, I'm not going to add like boxes or pallets in, so we're just going to go leather and diesel will get you boots and saddles. So our selling trigger should be just our inputs, which is leather. So leather and diesel in, boots and saddles out, leather in, oh, diesel in. Leather and diesel in. Alright, so our pallet spawners are fine. So this becomes leather. This becomes boots. This becomes a saddle. So that should be done. Everything else should be the same because we didn't change anything up. And let's just double check our i3D mapping to make sure nothing has changed. I don't think it did, but I just want to double check. Alright, info trigger. Nope, some of these did change. So year 0 and 5. So all of these may have changed. AI unloading spline. Where is our... That should be all visuals. Where did our AI unloading spline go? Under here. So you are... 0, 0, and 2. Player trigger, so 0 and 2, so this becomes 0 and 3. Alright, clear area is 1, level area is 2, test area is 3, you are 4. Alright, where did our pallet spawners go? That is now number 4. So you become 4. You become 4. Selling station. These are going to become 0 and 0. So 0, 0, 0, and 0. Why do I have a second spline? Why do I have a second spline? I don't know. Let's leave it in there for now and see if it throws an error. And then our lights are going to be number 10. So they didn't change. Marker unloading is now number 6. So i3D mapping should be done. So that should be done. So let's delete that out and save it and close it. So the factory should be done. Let's just make sure we have no texture path errors. I don't. Okay, so now the last thing we need to do is our new fill types XML. So we are inputting in leather. So I can grab that from the factory we just built. Which is the slaughterhouse. Alright, so we need leather. So let's copy that into here. And we'll save that. Now we need the HUD. I don't need a palette because it's an input. And we're going to take the price down to 0 because I don't want you just selling it at the factory. So all we need now is the HUD for leather. So we got to move the HUD for leather. We need to copy that into there. Okay. So we have our input of leather done. Inputted diesel was already there. Oh, the stupid robocall. Alright, so we have our inputted diesel, so that can stay. Now we have our new fill type of boots. And boots. And then so we have to bring the HUD over for boots. And then our palette's already done. So that'll be that fill type done. And then our last one is going to be saddle. Saddle. And we have to grab our HUD for saddle. And our palette's already done. Alright, so our liquid is going to be just diesel. Our product, boots and saddle. So new fill type XML should be done. I just need the HUD for boots and the HUD for saddle. We can get them out of the FS19 map. So let's go back into here. FS19 mods. Where am I going to have? I need boots. This guy. Let's copy that into here. And then I need this saddle. This guy. Let's copy that into here. So we have our HUDs. I'll change this back to Farm Sim 22. Alright. So, effects are done, fill types are done, palettes are done, scripts are done, textures are done, brand, HUDs are in, icon is done. All except for those posters. This is going to be ready to test, and I'll fix those posters off camera. So the posters on the factory are going to be wrong, but the factory should work. Should work. So let's copy that into our mods folder. As soon as we get this tested, I'm going to get out of here for the day. We have to add them into our cell point. Let's just make sure the factory works and I can add them into the cell point. Alright, so we should have a Leatherworks. We do. So let's get that spawned into the game. Alright, so let's teleport over here. Let's put Leatherworks down. Guess somewhere over here. Construction, production. Where do we want to put this factory? We can put this factory like right over here. Leatherworks. Leatherworks. So let's rotate it. So that's the front of the factory. Alright, so let's see what that looks like. So where did I put it? Over here. Okay, so the signs I'm going to have to change up. Like I said, I'll do that off camera. Interior. We're going to have to find some props for the interior. Let's see what we get. So we have leather and diesel in, boots and saddles out. Okay, so this should be nice and easy to test. So we just need to get some leather coming over from the slaughterhouse. So let's make sure leather's on distributing. It is. And then I just need to throw a load of diesel into the, which we already have in the truck. So I just need to throw a load of diesel in. So we should have leather coming over from the slaughterhouse. We just filled it with diesel. Alright, so let's activate this. And let's forward time a bit and let some leather come over from the slaughterhouse, which it is. So we should now be making saddles and boots. And we are. So let me take our time back down to number 1. Alright, so what does that look like? So we have our boots. That looks pretty good. We have our saddle. That looks pretty good. Other than the posters on the building and some interior props. The door should not open, right? Yeah, no. Okay. And then I have to add them to the sell point, so I won't be able to test these pallets, but let's just make sure they load in strap. If they load in strap, they're not going to throw any errors. And now I'm going to get out of here for the day. Oop. I went too far over. Let's do a U-turn. So, are you on... Let's get this to Euro pallets. Yeah, so they're going to load in strap, so these pallets won't throw any errors. And then I have to get the posters fixed. So that's the only thing I need to do, is fix the posters. So let me save this and fix the sell point. Let me get out of here. I'm going to throw y'all on ending soon. Appreciate everybody stopping in. Hope y'all have an awesome day. I'm going to give a second for my stream to catch up. I'm going to check the log for errors while I am saying goodbye. Hope y'all have an awesome day. Undefined channel count. I have no idea what this is. Oh, I have a bale trailer throwing a error, so I'm going to have to delete that bale trailer out. And I have a Lua error for the autoload trailer, which pops up every now and then, so that's fine. But the factory is completely error-free. The pallets are error-free. Tessuan, looks good so far. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yep, hope you all have an awesome day, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.